It's been called the summer of the strike, and tonight, on the eve of their contract expiration, the United Auto Workers Union and the big three auto manufacturers have seemingly reached a stalemate in their negotiations as the nation's auto workers threaten to strike. But in the shadow of their fight, another battle is just beginning. We traveled to Lordstown, Ohio, to take a look at the future labor battles ahead as battery plant workers building the electric cars of the future fight for stronger union protections. ABC's Alex Presha has this story in tonight's Prime Focus.
Arno Hill says he's heard it all in his 25 years as mayor of Lordstown, Ohio.
We've had a lot of promises and a lot of people saying, boy, it'd be great if stuff like this had happened, but it never did.
The village, which is only 25 square miles, is home to a former General Motors plant that at one point employed thousands of unionized auto workers, making Lordstown a regular stop for presidential campaigns.
Thank you. Thank you, Lordstown.
But Mayor Hill now calls Lordstown and the surrounding Mahoning Valley the land of broken promises.
You know, we were told one time we were going to get a Pentagon payroll center. That was in the mid-90s. Never happened. A blimp factory we were supposed to have made headlines. Never happened. We did have an Avanti car company here in Youngstown for a while, but that didn't stay open very long.
Last fall, President Biden promised the region good-paying jobs in electric vehicle manufacturing.
We're going to do it the right way, creating good-paying union jobs and protecting the environment and local communities.
This is important for the community.
Now these workers say they're fighting to avoid another broken promise. Employees of Ultium Cells, a joint venture between LG Energy Solutions and General Motors, are building the cars of the future, but are afraid of being left in the past.
There's a real push right now towards electric vehicles. We want to set the standard right here in Lordstown, Ohio.
They create the lithium-ion battery cells responsible for powering GM's electric vehicle fleet. But because their work is in EV technology, these workers are not considered auto workers, meaning they're left out of the current Big Three UAW contract negotiations.
Our lowest wage at the facility is $15 an hour for a material worker. Now they've just gotten a raise and are up over 20 now, and that's a big improvement, it is, and I'm grateful for that. But that same type of person could be making closer to 30 if they were in a Big Three plant.
And Ultium Cells ain't doing that.
Now, workers are fighting for their place and a path forward.
Knowing that that my family is being taken care of, that I'm being taken care of, that I'm able to provide for my family, that would mean the world to me.
We have a lot of safety issues.
At the top of their list of concerns, pay and safety.
So there's chemicals in that plant. The science hasn't even caught up to the chemicals, right? So OSHA doesn't have standards yet on a lot of the chemicals that we're using inside that facility.
The plant currently has 5 open inspections, according to OSHA. In a statement to ABC News, Ultium Cells says, quote, "The safety and well-being of our team members is our top priority. Ultium Cells follows all federal, state, and local requirements for workplace and environmental safety, including those related to the handling of chemical materials."
These jobs, again, are very, very technical jobs. These aren't jobs to where we just go in and they train you for one day or a half a day and you're good to go. These jobs take months and months. There's going to be jobs lost, okay, over the next years over this and this transition. And we're going to need other jobs for our members to go fall into. We're making the batteries to make the vehicle go.
Deep in the heart of the Rust Belt, Ultium employees like George Goronitis say they know the power of a UAW contract.
And I was hired into General Motors here in Lordstown of June 30th of 2008. I thought I was set for life. I really, honestly, I thought I was set for life. I knew, I was going to be going in making good money. I was going to have great benefits. General Motors was the golden ticket here in the Trumbull County, Mahoney area.
But that golden ticket expired in 2019 with the closure of the General Motors plant in Lordstown, sending ripples throughout the community.
I graduated high school and got hired right into General Motors. I don't have any background of anything. I never went to schooling. I never, I didn't have any background for anything. So I was scared, I was nervous. It tore a lot of families and businesses apart. It did a lot of damage to the area.
The old plant only a stone's throw from where Ultium operates today.
The workers should share in the huge profits that these companies are making. People just want their fair share.
Dave Delick thought he'd get his fair share working at Ultium.
I applied at Ultium thinking, it's going to be the next wave, the next, future. So I'm thinking this could be a job I could retire from. Starting rate was $16.50. But I knew at the time the plant wasn't finished yet. I talked to some of the managers at Ultium and asked them, like, hey, when do you think we'll get a pay raise? Because us learning these machines, there should be some sort of incentive, because $16.50 was okay when we were sitting in a classroom learning, but now we're running these machines.
Feeling the financial strain, Dave felt he had no choice but to take up a second job.
I tried to make it last as long as I could, working there for $16.50, but I had to go back to my previous job so I can make up my lost income from going to Ultium, which, it frustrated me, because to me, thinking like these are, again, two big companies, me working one job, I would not be at Ultium right now if I just stayed there, because that wage was not a sustainable, livable wage for me.
With frustrations over wages growing, last year Dave and his fellow employees turned to what they knew, the union.
We had a vote December 9th. We voted in the union. It got announced December 23rd that we were actually unionized.
The first and only battery plant in the country to organize.
I think I almost got $5, so I'm up to 23 now. But yeah, it's been a kind of a long up-road climb, like a mountain climb, I would say, not a hill. Been a mountain climb.
For now, the Ultium employees must negotiate their own contract. In a statement to ABC News, General Motors said GM is confident that Ultium Cells and the UAW will work in good faith to reach a reasonable agreement that is appropriate for battery supply operations. But for some, this is bigger than Lordstown. They're hoping their fight can be a model for the emerging EV industry.
We have a tradition of these contracts creating middle-class wages and giving families a middle-class lifestyle. And they have taken that away because of bad trade agreements and other things. We continue to fight for that.
Their efforts gained national attention last month when the Biden administration and the Department of Energy announced a $15.5 billion funding package focused on, quote, retooling existing factories for the transition to electric vehicles, supporting good jobs, and a just transition to EVs. And it's in that pursuit of a just transition that the Ultium workers say they stand united.
We're still here negotiating every day with the company. It's still moving a little slow. It is getting better. The company's gonna fight back, and we gotta stand together and keep fighting.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.